Hi there, thanks for checking out our repair channel. This is going to be an overview and testing and kind of a show and tell of this unit. This is a Gallagher B1600. This is a 16 stored joule unit ran by a 12-volt battery. It's one of the biggest battery power ones that Gallagher produced. They got some bigger ones now that are plug-in slash battery or straight battery. They got some medium-sized ones that do that as well. But not a lot of people get into this size when it comes to battery powered stuff. Some do, but a lot of them don't. They stick to the smaller ones because it's not a big call for them. But there's a situations where you need something big that's in a remote area, and then this is something you can look at. They they no longer make this model. They kind of phased it out last year, 2018, or maybe the first part of this year in 2019. They've got some other units out now, but this design, they've sold it here in the States for about, since probably 2010, but it's been around since the 90s, early 90s, or maybe late 80s in other markets. And Gallagher brought this one here to the States when they phased out the B1200, which looked almost identical. Same transformer, same output board. The main board and the capacitors were different, but the output section, I believe, was the same. But well, let's take this thing apart real quick, show you the inside. But this is one that we worked on for a customer and got going again. That's what we do, is work on these fence chargers. So if you've got a electric fence charger, some sort, plug-in battery, solar, no matter what brand it is, we work on them. We'll have a little link in the description area of our website, but it's fencerfixer.com. Fencer and fixer both spelled with an F as in Frank. But here's the inside of it. This has a couple switches here. It has a on-off switch, so when you're having, oops, let me turn the power off real quick. I didn't realize I had to hook it to a battery. But you have it mounts on the wall like this. This is the back of the case. A couple little tabs here where you can mount it on the wall. Some screws. So you got a on-off switch here. Up is off, down is on. When you're looking at it like this, has a medium, high, and low output switch on as well. 3-position switch. That's it'll draw less on a battery. So if your animals are fairly trained, you can put it on medium or low if you wanted to. Just the voltage is lower and the output's a little lower. So if you want to conserve a little battery, because these things on a fully charged battery, on a deep cycle 12-volt battery, it'll probably only run less than a week, probably 2, 3, 4 days, maybe at most, because these things draw quite a bit of power. 16 joule unit. Amp draw on it is on high power is 1200 milliamp draw, so it draws quite a bit. So it'll run a battery down fairly quick. So these things, I think, required like a 80-something watt panel, so to run one, to maintain the battery on one, and with a regulator on as well. But here's the insides. This is your main board right here, power board module. There's where all the power comes in. You can see there's your 3-position switch deal, plugs in right there. You got a fuse down there as well. We got your 2 big old capacitors right here. These are both 40 microfarads, so it's 80 microfarads of power between the two, tied together in parallel there. And then you got your output board. This does has some lightning protection right here on the board. And you got your voltage divider stuff here for your ground, full power and half power stuff. And then underneath there, right there's your output transformer. That's what spikes the voltage up, spits it through this board to these terminals. So, but we'll power it on here and show you what it's doing. I got about 13 volts running into it. There's your power lights on there. Can you see that? Yep. Okay, there's power lights there. Red light bulb below that's your low battery lights when the battery gets low. Oh, it shuts off. There you go. I'm not sure what that red light's for, actually. There is some switches on this board, and it corresponds with what these dip switches are. You got 2 switches on the board, actually 3. Okay, it talks about the preset. If it's a low battery, for protection mode for the battery, because it doesn't keep drawing on the battery, it goes to a no pulse. You can turn the switch to a different position and have it to a slower pulse. So if the battery gets low, below a certain voltage, it'll go to a slow pulse. And then you have a little sensor right here. It's right above the green light bulb, a little photo sensor. You can have it for these different modes for amount of daylight. You can have standard mode, which is presets night save. So I think right now, I can't tell what it's set at. I think it's set on standard mode right now. So standard mode is where it flashes the same speed, day or night. So like every second, like it is right now, day or night. Then you have the night save, which means it's faster in the day, slow at night. And day save is slow during the day and fast at night. So if you got predators and livestock or whatever, if you got predators that come around at night, you can have it where it pulses slower during the day and faster at night. Or if you got just livestock you're worried about and they go to sleep at night, you can have it faster in the day and slow at night. Maximum save, this one is where it's slow day and night. So maybe that would be good to try to conserve a lot of battery power. But this also has a full power and a half power knob here on the front there. Thing has a pretty good shock to it. Go across ground to the hot. Produces a pretty good shock to it. It's on full power. Got almost somewhat welds my screwdriver or this pair of pliers to the terminals. There's a lot of current. There's actually a couple little burnt spots on the tips of the bolts there. But 16 stored joules, so it packs a pretty good punch for a 12 volt unit. Do a voltage check. The only tester I got handy is this American Farm Works Zariba thing. Not a huge fan of it. It's a real sketchy reader. Oh shit. Might work if I put a battery in the dumb thing. Give me just a second. I don't have any 9 volt batteries handy, so let me grab a different tester. This tester's my analog one. It's having some troubles. Hooked up to too big of a charger, and it arced inside here a couple too many times. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. So we'll just see what happens. Let's see it flash inside there. So poor tester's not having a very good time, but you can see it's putting out 8,000-9,000 volts. Sometimes it goes 10 plus. But we'll go to flip this to medium power, which is in the up position. They drop down some. Now we'll go low power. Yeah, I can't get real good readings with it sometimes. It's reading good enough, but this poor tester's had it's seen better days. I can't get them anymore, so I hate to throw it away just because, but it's a electromechanical type of thing inside there, and I put too big of a charger on it one time, too many, and arced it on the inside too many times, and now it's not really reading right, but you can tell it's putting out a lot of juice. But hey, if you got a fence charger that needs worked on, we'll be happy to take a peek at it for you. We give free quotes, put 18-month warranties on everything that we work on, repair wise. You can go to our website, which is fencerfixer.com. Fencer and Fixers, both spelled with an F as in Frank. And there is a link in the description area that you can click on and take you right to the site. We work on all brands, all ages of electric fence boxes, 18-month repair warranties and everything. We also work on cattle scales, livestock ear tags, and weight scales and low bars, stuff like that. So please subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, ask us questions about things. You can go to our Facebook page, which is Fencer Fixer, facebook.com/Fencer Fixer. And you can go there and find out a little bit more about us as well. Like the page if you like. But anyways, until we do another video of how one works, or one that we have worked on, and show and tell of things, we will see you guys next time.